Hey guys, good morning. Wow, it has been quite some time now. What an awesome experience I had with Jace over that week that we were in Mexico. And then I'll tell you what, we have seen so many things happen uh, at the church. Like, it just absolutely blown away by the amount of work and effort that everybody has put in. I'm so grateful for it. Um, and it's been fantastic just to see what the Lord is doing in our church and just how He's continuing to add week by week. It's incredible just to know that it is absolutely worth it. The physical things are translating into real spiritual changes, and will continue to do that as we're a light that shines in a dark place here in our community. Really loving and caring for people. So really cool. Glad to be back. The Salt guys did an amazing job. Super proud of them. They've been learning and growing a ton. And so just really encouraged by all of that as they've been able to get us a good chunk of the way through Philippians chapter 1. So here we are, though. We're basically at the culmination, the key verse of the entirety of the book, one verse that could define every single one of your lives. And I pray that at some point I could say, this really does define my life. So Philippians chapter 1, verse 21, we know Paul's in prison. He's been going through incredible hardships, right? That he is so much more about Christ being magnified than he is. And he says this, verse 21, for me to live is Christ and to die is gain, right? That simple verse, those simple phrases are so critical for us to define the whole of why God has called us into a relationship with him, why he has made us, even from informed us in our mother's womb. I mean, all those things wraps up into that, especially as he's called us into his kingdom. There is one purpose only, that we should live is Christ. It's interesting to be able to communicate it like that, isn't it? Because to live is Christ. I mean, to die as gain makes sense, right? If we die, then we gain. Or we look forward to the gain. But it's hard for us to say to live is Christ. But what does that mean? For us to live, right, truly is just simply it's Christ. It defines it in so many different ways. It opens us up to understanding the purpose of what God has called us into in this life in so many different levels of depth, right? The first one that I can think of is, as we live is Christ. What does that mean? We can, live as one who represents Christ, right? One who, when people look at our lives, what are they going to see every single day? They're going to see Jesus Christ and him what? In him crucified. Right? That means that in everything that we do in our life, there has to be a sense of sacrifice, a sense of constant dying to oneself, one where Christ is magnified and we are not magnified. We decrease. That means that in every way, shape, and form, that the actions, the characteristics, all those things in which Christ has done, right? We then get to exemplify. We get to put like a magnifying glass on it and make it bigger, make it brighter, make it something that when somebody looks at us, they see one person, and that would be Jesus Christ and him alone. That means that every ounce of our attitudes have to go away. Every bit of our motives that are false have to be destroyed. And there has to be a sense that the world sees in us somebody that is radically different than it's ever seen before. And that would be Jesus Christ and him alone. The other thing is that we can see that, for me to live is Christ, right? So what are all the things which Christ is, right? Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life, right? No one comes to the Father except through me. I am the light of the world. We get to see that all those things that he proclaimed that he was. I am the resurrection and the life. All those things are things which we now get to experience as well. As I live, I get to experience what it is to be on the way, what it is to be in the light, what it is to know that I have access to the Father, right? Those things are the benefits of us living as Christ. The other thing is, and then to kind of wrap it up, to live as Christ then equals to die as gain, right? Living as Christ will mean that there is absolute hardship, absolute persecution. There will mean that you will die to yourself and your selfish wants and your selfish desires and all those sorts of things so that you're fully a servant of God. But in one moment, in one point, it's such an awesome thing that we get to see to die or to live as Christ equals to die as gain. Right? We have such great hope, such great motivation that when we live as Christ, we only get to increase the excitement, the intensity, the purpose, all those things of why we live. And what happens when it's over is that we have a confident assurance that when we die, there will be gain. It will be far better than anything we ever experience here on this earth. When we live as Christ, we know it equals to die is gain. So what should you do today? You know what? Today, live as Christ, right? Tomorrow, live as Christ. Right? If we do that, it's worth it, right? If just one more person sees Christ in us and then gets to be transformed by Jesus himself, then we get to see the powerful work of God, and we get to look forward to the moment which we meet him face to face. That will be a great day of gain. What a blessing that is. Be encouraged, be strengthened by the Lord, and may you live as Christ and know that to die would simply be gain. Love you guys. God bless you all, and we will see you tomorrow morning.